Hello everyone and welcome back to my The Young and Restless 24 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Phyllis will cry in Nick's arms while Aristotle Dumas calls Billy phone. In Phyllis's suite, she'll have an agony about all the prison drama before Nick and Summer show up at her door. Phyllis will keep trying to shoot them down, but Summer and Nick will contend on supporting her. After Phyllis flies into a rage over her hijacking questions, she'll cry in Nick's arms and constantly supplicate him to make it stop. Phyllis's head will be spinning over everything she's been through, but she'll ultimately calm down and apologize for blubbing. Since Phyllis had hostile passions toward Sharon for so numerous times, she wouldn't know what to do with those passions now. It'll be hard for Phyllis to just let it all go, but Nick will suggest perhaps she can view this as a positive step forward. Once Nick makes a vaticination about an idea that could help, he'll textbook Sharon about meeting back over with him at Crimson Lights. At Society, Daniel will talk to Sharon about her hijacking fire and wonder if she's really ready to move further all the once hostility with Phyllis. Although Sharon wouldn't know if the peace will last, she'll feel hopeful and will suggest perhaps this could be the launch of mending with Daniel, too. After Sharon sees Nick's textbook and heads back to the coffee house, she'll find him there with Phyllis and Summer. Nick will suppose it's important for Sharon and Phyllis to bandy what happened as well as what happens now, so they'll agree to try talking effects out. Back with Daniel, he'll catch up with Tessa at Society. Tessa will reflect on what she went through when Mariah was pregnant and abducted, so she'll understand how helpless Daniel must have felt lately. Since Mariah's been floundering with some guilt over what Ian did to Heather, Daniel will offer to talk to her. Once Tessa listens to Daniel's troubles and provides some of her usual words of wisdom, Daniel will thank her for always making him feel less insulated. Victor will open up to Michael about his history with Aristotle Dumas since they used to contend for the same companies. Occasionally Victor would win and occasionally Aristotle would win, so it was an intriguing battle according to Victor. After Victor reflects on trying to bait Aristotle out when he'd vanish, he'll admit Aristotle no way took the bait. Although Michael's exploration will prove Aristotle isn't interested in Winters, Victor will have enterprises about why Aristotle might be resurfacing now. Aristotle's style is to hit and also evaporate like he's done in the history. Devon and Lily can help him put Aristotle in his sights. At Billy's place, he'll make sure effects are cool with Sally since she rushed off to let him speak with Phyllis intimately. Sally will contend it's forfeiture, but she'll feel concerned over Phyllis feeling obliged to Billy for saving her life. Billy will assure Sally, but he'll admit he's a little upset about how Phyllis is holding up after her hijacking fire. Latterly, Sally will notice that someone's been blowing up Billy's phone, so she'll read off the name and tell Billy that Aristotle Dumas has been calling him. Billy and Aristotle's connection could lead to disquieting news, so we'll bring you updates on all the chaos. Sally could turn to Nick after a split from Billy. Will Sally decide she wants her stable Newman back and seek a romantic reunion? There was a time when Sally was happy with Nick by her side, but she eventually moved forward with Adam. That easily ended in heartache since Adam cheated on Sally with Chelsea Lawson. Now Sally may face analogous desolation if Billy stays on this path with Phyllis. Summers. Sally has tried to cover her heart, but she's failed since she's departed enough hard for Billy at this point. That means it's going to be rough on Sally if Billy betrays her with his former honey. Billy and Phyllis might cross the line ultimately, so that could shoot Sally into the arms of a former honey, too. Nick did his stylish to let Sharon Newman down gently and keep her in the friend zone. Since Sharon and Nick's reunion doesn't appear to be passing, maybe Nick could reunite with a different partner rather. Nick is always going to watch about Sally, so he could at least step up for her as a confidant once effects fall piecemeal with Billy. That could lead to some temptation on both sides and leave Sally asking Nick if perhaps they could have another chance to be together. Would Adam burn with covetousness if Sally reunited with Nick? Could that affect Adam's relationship with Chelsea and stir up some trouble? Anyhow, Nick is single and shows no signs of meeting a love with Sharon anytime soon. Sally may be on the verge of single status as well if Billy blows up their relationship, so it's possible she'll drift back in Nick's direction. Once Sally's forced to watch Billy constantly deliverance Phyllis and strengthen their bond, it could leave Sally making some concerned prognostications about their future. Still, that could put her on a different romantic road, maybe one that could lead back to Nick, if Billy betrays Sally in the end. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Sally has some tough feelings headed her way, so stay tuned for updates on any heartbreaking news that could change the course of her life. Adam Newman could be on the verge of a libelous discovery. However, Adam could blow up 5 lives by exposing a major secret, if one plot is erecting up to a cheating twist. YNR suckers know Phyllis Summers was formerly craving for Billy Abbott before her hijacking fire. Phyllis had a romantic dream about Billy and surprised herself in the process. Of course, now Phyllis is indeed more drawn to Billy, who helped save her from prison. Billy will continue to serve as Phyllis's lifeline and will really be the one person she feels she can count on in the coming occurrences. The show has to be going nearly with all this Phyllis and Billy cling. There's a good chance some temptation is on the horizon for these spouses, so that could lead to Billy and Phyllis surrendering to some passion. Whether Phyllis and Billy partake a kiss or commodity further, their reconnection story could lead to them crossing a line. Deep down, Adam still wants vengeance on Billy and will keep going after him professionally. Still, Adam might have an occasion to go after Billy in a more particular way as well. Still, Adam might find out about it, if Billy and Phyllis do partake a lip cinch or indeed hook up. It's easy to imagine Adam playing dirty by recording an interdicted smooch or commodity along those lines. Adam might go public with the reproach or at least show Sally Spectre evidence that Billy isn't the pious Joe she thinks he is. Still, he could ill 5 lives in the process, if Adam uses Phyllis and Billy's unhappy bond against them. Sally, Billy, Phyllis, Chelsea Lawson, and indeed Adam himself could be affected by all this. Chelsea might charge Adam of being hung up on Sally and suspect that's the real motive behind his revengeful conduct. Sally could also leave Billy and leave him wondering whether his future is with Phyllis, so there'd be a lot for them to unload emotionally. Whatever the case, Billy and Phyllis's plot seems like a reproach in the timber. Still, someone will inescapably expose any infidelity that goes down, and that someone could be Adam. If that's true, Adam will make further prognostications about Billy's downfall, so stay tuned for updates on any libelous news to come. Diane Jenkins Abbott may say 7 fierce words to Summer Newman. Kyle Abbott's mama may try to shut down Summer's reunion plot with a bold warning, so let's consider how effects might play out. Summer can deny it all she wants, but she's easily hoping to get back together with Kyle. Prognostications about Kyle and Claire Newman's future as a couple. The nearer Kyle gets to Claire, the further Summer seems to want another chance with him. Summer and Kyle's marriage ended in heartache, but she supposedly thinks they can rise above their once miscalculations and do effects right this time. Summer will no doubt protest her reunion sweats up a notch in the coming weeks, and once that happens, it could lead to Diane's intervention. Diane is relatively defensive of Kyle and surely wouldn't authorize of Summer rocking the boat in his current love. Although Diane has raised some enterprises about Victor Newman sabotaging Kyle and Claire's relationship, that doesn't mean she wants the two of them to break up. Claire was necessary in helping Diane and Kyle repair their shattered bond, so Diane owes her for that. Plus, Kyle seems authentically happy with Claire, so Diane should be largely motivated to save her son's joyful bubble. Summer poses a trouble that Diane wouldn't appreciate, so she may face off with her former son-in-law down the road. There may come a point when Summer takes effects too far, so Diane may feel the need to intermediate and put Summer in her place. Still, Diane could fluently say these 7 fierce words to Summer: back off Kyle or you'll be sorry. If that's the case, Diane's ma bear side may take over as she delivers a stern warning. That doesn't mean Summer will hear, but Diane could let the claws come out and at least try to shut down Kyle's ex-wife. Summer may have to make some updates to her tactics sooner or laterally, so stay tuned for any major romantic news ahead.